Well, I got a couple of questions for you. Uh, Certainly excited about having you again in the September October issue of the magazine, which is going to feature a lot of great, I guess you would say, seasoned artists. We'd like
Mm,
to use that term. Um, but listening to your music, some of the tracks that Dwayne sent me, just blew me away. I'm a fan of real R&B.
yeah.
Um, Things that are important to me tend to be obviously vocals, vocal delivery, musicality, lyrics. You have all of that. So I won't delay. I have a couple of questions
Oh,
about your new album, Beautifully All Over the Place. Now,
oh,
I'm a guy that's definitely big on titles.
yeah.
Back in the days when we had good music all around, and we went to the record stores and we bought CDs and stuff like that. I often, if I didn't know the artist, if I wasn't familiar with the artist, first thing I would do is look at well, there was the cover art, and then the almost immediately after that, I went for titles. So the title, Beautifully All Over the Place. It sounds, I just give me a synopsis of the title. Okay, how did you come up with the title?
The title is a play on words. I mean, really, it's interesting that my life moved into the title. I've had the title for quite some time. I was working on a book that I'm actually finished with now, and we're coming out shortly. That will complement the album called "Beautifully All Over the Place." And it was more just for my writing. One day I wrote up this, and the next day I wrote another idea, and it was just really all over the place. But really, the statement is more of just being transparent about who I am. And accepting every aspect of it. You know, I will tell you that the last 2 years been a little bit trying. My family, we've had some health issues, and that's been pretty dark. Been heavy to try to, our parents are getting older.
Yeah.
The reality of that. And there was times, man, where I was enormously fragile, but I was present.
Hmm.
Crying, but I was happy. Right? I was sad, but I was creative. It was like,
Hmm.
man, in one day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the music has been the answer, has been the weather forecasting weapon I've always had to kind
Hmm.
of have the sun shining on during a storm. So beautiful all over the place was really that was I would come into this room right over here and I would be like, what do I need today? Like today's been tough, man. You know, the medical field is not trying to help the elderly
Right.
and there were plenty of times I sat down on those keyboards over there just to get through the hour.
Mm.
And some days it would be soulful, some days it would be house music, some days it's hip hop, some days it was rock. I mean, I was
Hmm.
just really beautifully all over the place, and there's a certain
Mm.
presence that, I don't know if, I don't know, not to even make this super dark, but you ever been at a funeral and there's something super emotional in there and you're like, man, from this day on, I'm gonna do this better. I'm gonna do that, or do. There's a certain where,
Absolutely.
as painful as this room is, it's something about being present. That I'm like,
Hmm.
and I think I'm more walking in that. I'm trying to make the opportunities with my kids more meaningful,
Yes.
more connected to my wife, more connected in these interviews, and then just more connected to my craft, and realizing that like there was a lot of times, man, I would write a song. I didn't think I wasn't going to share it. And then when people heard it, it helped because they saw maybe the tears that went into it, the laughter that went into it, maybe me dancing around in the studio. This album is way more transparent than previous work. Not to say it's better or worse. It's just
Hmm.
transparent. It's more
Right.
about that is when you hear that song and you say, where was he at in that moment? You kind of could tell where I was in that moment because it's in the song.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, I totally understand the duality of highs and lows within the day, certainly within the hour. In fact, I'm seeing behind you there's a picture of Prince, right? And Prince Rogers Nelson absolutely made his best work when he was in his most emotional states. Whether he was in love with his wife, whether he was ecstatic about his newborn son, um, whether he was totally depressed, talking about his parents, whatever. He made his greatest music, as most artists do. Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder, the list goes on. Aretha Franklin seem to make their best music when they're most emotional. So I totally get how your best work comes from a lot of times your worst experiences. Um, When do you plan on releasing the book, by the way? I'm interested in hearing about that.
My editor is beating me up right now. So,
Hmm.
that's the last process of it. And hopefully I think we'll be out way before Christmas, but somewhere in the next month or two I think we'll be releasing it. And it is I love to write, I love to read in
Hmm.
general. And it is so each chapter is, it's transparently all over the place, factually
Hmm.
all over the place, poetically all over the place. And I'm excited about how people will receive it because a lot of the book started showing up into the songs.
Hmm.
I'd write about something and then eventually I'd find a way to make it rhyme or make it more musical.
Right.
So it's been, both aspects have been super helpful. And you're absolutely right. I will tell you, there's one thing to give you an example. There's an essay in the book called Potato Chip. It's you might know of it. Do you know how the potato chip was invented?
I don't. I know how it's taste though,
Right,
because I
potato
eat a lot of them.
chip. There was a black chef, in the 1800s that had a restaurant, or worked at a restaurant in New York, and he was making French fries or some level of French fries, chopped fried potatoes, and the customer complained and said that it wasn't seasoned enough and it was too thick. So they brought it back to the chef, and he was insulted. He's like,
Hmm.
so he arrogantly sliced it as thin as he could slice it, doused it in grease,
Uh,
covered it in salt, and then here, take it, send it to him as an
wow.
insult,
Right.
and they loved it.
His arrogance earned him a legacy.
His arrogance was his instrument.
Hmm.
And so, that's the amazing part, is sometimes your depression is your instrument, your
Exactly.
sorrow, your ego, every aspect. If we allow ourselves to not get in the way of ourselves, just allow what is there. And the crazy thing is that if he walked out with the plate and slammed it on the table, here's your fried potatoes, the
Right.
guy tasted it. Thank God he gave it to the waiter. The waiter, and then now here's the answer. And now it became, the staple of the restaurant, and now $1 billion business, right?
Wow.
But it was made in arrogance and ego, and
Mm.
hurt feelings, whatever, insecurity, whatever it was. And here's this magic level of art. And when I eat a potato chip, I don't know that, right? So that I really say that to say that, man, whatever you're dealing with, write in the essay, write music, whatever you're dealing with, because someone else is going to hear something totally different.
Hmm.
They're not going to hear trauma. They're not going to hear sorrow all the time. Or if you did write a song about sorrow, somebody's going to go, "Oh, you sad too? Oh,
Hmm.
I'm not alone in this. Oh, you're fighting a battle too." Like, you know what I
Right.
mean? So, a lot of times I deal with, speak with friends or songwriters, and they're like, "Oh, I got writer's block." Why? You got writer's block because you're choosing not to embrace your instrument wherever you're at. Write about that. Don't judge it. Use it, and that's happened a lot in this album. But that's an aspect of, like, the book. You know what I mean? The book is
Okay.
very much in that vein.
So very quickly, because I got 1,000 more questions I got to try to fit in. Um, and I can tell that we are both writers because I'm feeling everything that you're saying from a writer's perspective. When do we have a release date for the album?
So what we're doing is we're waterfalling the record. So each single is being released every month. We have another
Okay.
song coming out September 17th called "Fight Through It All."
Okay.
I think at the top of the year we're going to release the complete record on streaming platforms. But you can buy the album right now,
Okay.
in How We Made It at ericrobersonmusic.com. Um,
Okay.
you can buy the vinyl or buy a digital download, and the digital download includes the videos, includes a
Wow.
ton of stuff. That we trying to make it a different experience, but I
Mhm.
also want people to really hear the album the way we made it.
Correct.
Not just kind of pick it apart or quickly digest it, which I think happens a lot of times in streaming.
Hmm. And so so it won't be the book and the album won't be released simultaneously.
No, because it's beautiful all over the place. It should,
Beautiful.
you know what I mean? It should
Right.
also be that we are thinking it through, but it should be like, here's the book, or here's another single, here's a whatever.
Got you. Okay.
And hopefully people will enjoy the artistic raindrops that are falling all over the place. And if it hits you, if it's meant for you, it's meant for you. If it's not, if it misses, it's a miss. I think, but I think
Mm.
that's been the goal, is to try to stay consistent in every aspect of it. And the title should be how we market it, should be how we perform it, should be all those aspects.
So let's talk about those singles, man. At least three of them that I've been able to listen to. First of all, the musicality. Oh my God. Definitely awesome. If you're into real music, you'll love these three tracks that I listen to. I'm sure you'll love all of them. But in these three tracks, starting with Trust and Love,
Yeah.
um, we can have a conversation about the musicality of the song, the lyrics of the song, or the song's video. I would like to start with the video. I love an interesting. First of all, I love dance. So
Yeah.
the fact that you incorporated dance and the black and white backdrop, who came up with the concept for that?
So
That was art.
I work with an amazing guy named Stephen John who directed all the videos.
Hmm.
But pretty much the treatments pretty much come from me. Most of the videos I've shot over the last 25 years, I'll at least have a concept, but I'm always delegating and always trusting and helping to add on to that. And the fun fact is, I don't know, it's three songs, but we shot five music videos in 2 days.
Wow, he was
And
working.
Trust and Love was one of them. Trust and Love was the first video we shot on the second day.
Okay.
And what I will tell you is that there's a stairwell behind us, and the stairwell was the theme of all the videos.
Okay.
But just trying to find something different. When I'm writing a song, more times than not, I already see a story, I already see an idea. And so then working with Steve and John to kind of figure out how do we amplify that idea, turn it into something tangible. And through trial and error and a lot of hard work and conversation, we make it work.
So the three songs that I was able to check out, Trust and Love, Over You, Under You with Najee, which mm, you can't
Yeah.
go wrong with that, brother.
I know I can't.
And then Where You Gonna Go were the three that I was able to check out. And
Yeah.
so in terms of Overview Under You, again, I'm gonna lean back to my fascination or almost obsession with great song titles. Where did the title come from for that song?
It I think I was one day writing in the book and I said, how can I get over you when I just want to be under you?
Mm,
Pocketed that, right? And I was like, okay, keep that in the back pocket. And then one day I was just down here making music. The fun fact of it was right over here, the keyboards and all set up. And my son came, my 9-year-old, my youngest, came in.
hmm
And you actually can go on Instagram. I'm sure I posted this, and he just kind of, a lot of times the kids come in, I want to play the drums, I want to play whatever. All right, cool. So I'm rocking here, right? I mean, I got this boom, I'm feeling this. I'm like, oh, this joint is crazy. And then he walks in, he's like, now I want to play something. So I'm like, all right, cool, put some sounds up. And the goal is always to try to just include the kids, right?
hmm hmm
My son played bass on that song. If you look at the
Oh,
credits,
wow.
the bass is by Max Dallas Roberson, and he's probably 8 at the time. Now, mind you, I showed him, well, hit that note, then hit that note, but that's him playing it. So while he's
Wow.
playing it, if you look on the post, I'm kind of like jamming the dawn, just kind of just freestyling, and then all of a sudden I went, "How can I get over you, under you, over you, over you, under?" And I was like, "Oh, I remember when I
Mm.
wrote that." So as soon as he was done, it was like, "All right, you done? All right, go get washed up." Boom, boom, boom. And I was like,
Right.
"All right, let's go ahead in." And it was pretty much that. It's like just kind of connecting the dots. I'm
Right.
always writing. It's like always like whether I'm writing, this like for example, this book is just this is my new notebook, right? It's
hmm
just papers of just whatever. So I will write something. I go, oh, okay, cool, and I'll just keep that for a second and this whatever. But when I go in the studio, there's no room to really write at that point. That point now, I'm
Right.
trying to be who am I trying to be? But I'll pull from different things that. So that was the whole basis. I love that over you, under you theory, and then just reflecting it. I mean, I've been there before. I'm trying to get over
hmm
somebody, but really just want to be under them. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Right.
just pull from that, man, and the rest was history.
And working with Najee on that track, what was that experience like? Look at the smile on his face.
So,
It-
Na- so
yeah.
Najee, that's my big bro. Like, so it's
hmm
I'm gonna tell you the funniest thing was, so being dumb, I put Anchorman. So Anchorman, I don't know if you're familiar with the comedy, and he goes to this jazz club and they go, Ron Burgundy, will you play jazz flute? And he pulls out this flute and he does this big old intro and plays. So I put that in the beginning of the song. Clearly I can't use this Will Ferrell sample in there, right?
Right.
And so my initial thing was, let me call Najee to play this intro sample over again, like this joke. And but it was like, no, let's actually really get him to play.
Right. Right.
And you know, it's funny because we were talking um about working, and I was like, well, can I send you something a little different? Let's, if you
Hmm.
want to do it, let's do it different. And you know, he's up for the challenge. He's such a great musician, man. You know, so it's a dream come true always to work with him. And I have a song on his newest album as well, that True
Wow.
Love. So anytime he wants to work, I'm ready.
Um, you did a performance at Philadelphia's City Winery fairly recently, and my publisher, um, who was I'm talking about him like he's not here. He he as like myself, a huge fan of a person that can sing and perform. And he sent me a clip because, of course, it was included in the Intrigue magazine YouTube channel, and I was floored as he was. And he told me this before I watched it. He said, "Check this out. The fact that you're able to on the spot." Make up songs, which is great because not only does it showcase your talent in terms of being able to be lyrically gifted, but it also brings in the audience. It's great for audience interaction. I think that is so important. One of the gazillion things that are missing in music today is the interaction between artist and audience. So how did you curate that? How did you pull that off?
I think I stumbled across it, but I'm a hip hop kid by nature. You know, I
Hmm.
grew up in the cafeteria, beating on the table, you know, freestyle circles.
Hmm.
And, you know, it was probably something that we did while driving to shows or in sound check, just making up songs the whole time. I think just, you know, the fact of just having the audacity to try it on stage, the willingness
Right.
to fail in front of people,
Right. I was gonna say
which
it's
I'm more
yeah,
than fine. You know, we make,
yeah.
if anyone really knew the show, we make mistakes all the time. I'm
Of
getting
course, yeah,
lyrics wrong. You know,
yeah, yeah,
I sound like that ain't how that song go. I'm like, oh,
right.
okay. But
Yeah.
you know, for me, it's really a trust that it's already there. What I would tell
Hmm.
you is that I don't believe that I create anything. I find it more than I create it, right?
Right.
I'm more fisherman than writer.
Okay.
So the idea of making a song up in the spot is to not think.
That's
That's the
true.
whole thing. It's to
Yeah.
really use what's there. And yeah, the show should be a conversation. The crowd and the artist should be conversing back and forth. There should be some kind of exchange. I'm feeding off of what's there, you know.
Right.
But at the same time, I've worked on my craft. Like I said, grew up just a b-boy, but then just constantly working on making things rhyme to where I don't have to worry about that anymore.
Right. Okay.
And but yeah, man, just trying to find something special in the crowd. And
Hmm.
we make a song up every show. And it really is a testament to show that, hey, I need you. Because I'm not just making a song up because
Yeah.
you wouldn't know it. I had to make it up by going, all right, what's going on over here? All right,
Mm.
cool. I like that. Let's make a song about that right there, you know?
Right.
And you know, and I would say that it's could it not work? Sure. It's worth the risk though, because if it
Right.
works, everyone will remember it. I remember it, man, 2017, I brought my wife and you sung a song about toenail clippings. Yeah,
Hmm.
you know, it's like, okay, you know, so I'm willing to do it. But truth be told, everybody who gets on stage is willing to fail in front of them. You know, it might be a higher stakes, completely being uncomfortable and unprepared, but I think there's a comfort in that area of gray, right?
Mm.
And in 2026, I'll say this because I want y'all to hold me accountable. We're planning on doing some shows where it's completely improv.
Oh,
Like
dope. Okay.
I bring up another artist, and the whole night we get on stage with nothing prepared,
Wow.
and just find the whole night. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Comedians do it all the time,
Right.
and I think we can do it musically. We just have to have the audacity. The biggest issue is that I have such a history of so many songs that how do we market it to make sure somebody's not going, well, when he gonna sing lessons? You know,
Right, right, right. I was gonna say that
it's like you got to make sure that they know they come in,
to hear the hits.
to hit hits or not, or to find this other thing.
Right.
And so we're trying to be careful in how we present it, but it's going down in 2026. It has to. It's
Mm.
time.
I have one more question, at least in terms of my list of questions. Let's talk about Eric's inner circle.
Yeah. Okay. Well, business wise, business work, personal size, or just overall?
No, I mean for $5 a month, fans can subscribe to your content.
Yeah.
So
The
yeah,
process. So about 10 years ago, or a little bit longer, matter of fact, it's a little bit longer now. 10 years ago, we
mhm.
started a group called The Process, and that was
The process. Okay.
people follow me in the studio, and they have actually A&R'd the last 5 albums.
Oh,
Everything,
wow.
everything I make, I present to them as I'm making it.
Wow.
So you get to see the process of just the smallest idea to the biggest idea. What I will tell you is that over the last 2 years, I probably done 100 songs,
Mm.
and they have all of them, and then 10 of them are on this album.
Right.
And we went through like Zoom meetings or sessions or surveys for them to pick what songs. Because the benefit for me is I get a chance to see what works ahead of time.
Right.
If I post a song, say, "Hey, I just did a song last night," and then it's like, "Oh, that's cool," and then it's like crickets. It's like, okay, that needs more work.
Yeah.
But, but, but there's a song, like the song that's coming out next week, September 17th. It's called "Fight Through It All." Mind you, I did "Fight Through It All." I at no point did I think this song had legs, right?
hmm
Oh man, I was going through a tough time. I made this song called "Fight Through It All." I posted it, and it was like they talked about it for like 2, 3 days, and I,
Mm. Wow.
oh, oh, that's got something. Okay, yeah, I'm fighting through something too. So you learn, because honestly have no idea what works. I don't, right? I make it, I release it, and then just see what happens. And there's plenty of times I think something's going to take over the world, and it misses, and something I think is going to be a miss takes over the world. I got to sing it for the rest of my life. So that's been a great
He said I gotta sing it for the rest of my life.
my life, and I'm fine with that. But if anyone wants to join it, it's still going. It's called, just go to jointheprocess.com.
Okay,
Uh,
jointheprocess.com.
yeah, and we got a weekly podcast we do internally every Wednesday night. We do a process retreat. We pick a city where all the groups come in, and at the same
Mm.
time, before the pandemic, and we're slowly getting back to this now, is we'll bring them in and just let them come check out the sound check.
Wow.
Come sit in and just,
So
just hang out with us while we getting the sound ready for the show or whatever. It's been a really good thing of just letting them see the process.
it sounds like an expanded version of back in the day when labels used to have
Yes.
tastemaker sessions for the artist before said album came out. And in some cases, A&R reps would decide what singles would be released based on the response that they would get from the tastemaker session. So that is a brilliant, brilliant idea.
Yeah.
Um, what part of the country are you from? Did I hear you say something about Camden?
Well, I'm in Jersey. I live in South
Okay.
Jersey.
Okay. So you live in okay.
I live in South Jersey now.
Because I thought I heard something about Camden in one of your in what would you call it? Spontaneous
Oh,
uh
freestyles.
epic
I probably,
freestyles, which
I
is a
probably did. Yeah.
yeah. I was like, did you just say Camden? Oh, Area 609. I'm familiar. Okay. Is
Yeah.
there anything else that you want to share, brother, before? Because I think we might be on a I know that you have other interviews that you got to do today. I apologize sort of for being
Oh,
long-winded, but I'm really, really fascinated with your craft, which is why I had so many questions. But is there anything that you want to share that I might not have
Just
talked
always,
about?
just always honored, man. Like I said, the book's coming out, the merch is coming out as well. We haven't even released these hats. We've been selling them at shows, and we've been selling more hats than albums. Just
Wow.
what I mean.
So now
So,
what does the hat say? Oh, I can't.
it's well, I'm backwards, beautifully
Yeah,
all over the place. So it's
Oh,
just
okay, yeah.
I saw
BAO.
that. I was like, I want one of those.
Right.
Got them in 11 different colors, and we haven't been able to keep them in stock. In all honesty, like when we go to a show, and people had just been gravitating to them. There's an amazing artist in Philly named Kareem. has a company called Uglyville, and
Hmm.
so we did a collaboration on designing the hat and stuff like that, and the joints have been going well. So next week, actually, we're going public with the hats because we ordered another stock of it, and we don't have any shows where we end up selling them. So finally, they go public, and we'll see, get it to the fans out there.
So this issue will probably drop within a week or two, sometime in mid-September. Do you have any shows, events, or anything that you want to let us know about that's happening maybe the latter part of September, October, or beyond?
I'm off September, thankfully. My wife's
Okay.
birthday, my birthday, my son's birthday, so we're off the road. Hence the heavy beard. Relaxing. But come October, we hit the ground running. I think we start off in Atlanta, City Winery, doing 4 nights to top of
Okay.
October.
Wow.
But we got a ton of different shows lined up. It's just once we start back in October, I don't think we stop for a long period of time.
Okay. So is it a city winery tour or is it
Oh, just
different?
city winery. We what our goal is usually to touch a city twice a year. So we'll
Okay.
do a city winery. So for example, earlier this year we did in Atlanta, we did Mabel House, which is a outdoor venue. I want to
Nice.
say me and Avery Sunshine did it together. It's
Nice.
much bigger, like almost a festival type room. And then we'll do a smaller night in that. So DC will probably like we did the Kennedy Center, and then we'll do like the Berkeley
Wow.
or something like that. So the
Okay.
goal is always to try to touch two different areas of a major city, shall I say?
Right. Yeah, yeah. And
Obviously, we can get in Nashville. We probably just touch one venue in Nashville,
right.
but Detroit, Chicago, LA, of course, we try to find two different places to hit that year.
Okay. And all of the information in terms of tour dates, in terms of merchandise, and obviously your upcoming book and album, you have a website that people can go to.
EricRobersonMusic.com.
Okay.
Just music to my last name, and you can get off. Even join the process, you can go through that website too.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dwayne. Do you have anything for this brother?
No, just to say, keep it up. Don't
No
stop.
problem.
We
Listen, we
need
let
that.
we
We
letting
need that
Dwayne go.
music.
The way that woman came in and kissed him, man, it's time for him to go.
Yeah, you saw that, huh?
Right?
I can relate to it, huh? I look forward to my wife coming in and kissing me that way. I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, interview done, huh?
Done, right?
No, it's all good.
Yeah. It was definitely a pleasure meeting you, brother, and it was definitely an honor to listen to your tracks. You have a new fan. I definitely will support myself, and of course, the magazine, Intrigue magazine, will continue to definitely support everything that you do as we have in the past. Yeah, anything that you got going on, please let us know. We are definitely the media outlet to support Eric Roberson. Absolutely.
I'm honored, man. I definitely
Yeah.
appreciate it, man. Well, much respect, much support, man, and hope to talk to y'all again soon.
Okay.
Absolutely, man. Enjoy your birthday. Happy birthday to the family.
Thank you, man.
Happy
Appreciate
All
birthday.
it.
right.
Try to put some trust in some love. Try to put some trust in some love.